Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Made in Chattanooga. This is episode 8 of our podcast. I am your host today, Maurice Fider. I'm an account executive here at VaynerMedia, and with me...
I am your co-host, Jess Friedowitz. I'm an associate creative director.
And we are excited to have with us today some awesome people who me personally make me laugh and also bring a smile to my face.
With us today is Mary Stargell. She is the Director of Innovation District Programs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You're
I knew
right
I was going
there.
to screw it up. The Director of Innovation District Programs with the Enterprise Center here in Chattanooga. Welcome,
Hey,
Mary.
everyone. Thank you.
Hey.
Glad to be here.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
So tell us a little bit about what you do in your role.
Yeah, so I am working, as Jess said, at the Enterprise Center as the Director of Innovation District Programs. And it's a lot of words that really describe where I work, and that's central to the Innovation District of Chattanooga. So it's a 140 acre block in the heart of our downtown. It's a dense urban core of startups and anchor institutions in our city, and it's built around the idea that we're working together, we're collaborating, and so my role in that is to help bring the different people in those buildings and in those places together through programs, through events, and to help really just continue building the collaboration that's happening in Chattanooga.
Awesome. So did you always know you wanted to do this?
No. I'm still figuring this out. No, it was actually that interview that you met me in was definitely like a starting point for where I am now. That was built around just the civic entrepreneurship in Chattanooga. And I was new to the city, and that was like a great introduction to who was here and what they were doing. And so that kind of helped me meet a lot of different people, and that definitely led to where I am today. So...
And what is it exactly that drew you to the Innovation District and all of the growth and change that's happening there?
It was definitely the idea of density. So for me, like when I view a city or I view a community, I always want to understand all the different aspects of it. So I always kind of explain it as like the Age of Empires phenomena. Did you ever play that game on the computer in high school? Okay.
No, but I played something similar called Civilization.
Okay.
Where you sort of have to like build.
Yeah, so you build this empire, right? But there's this map that you're living on, but until you like go to a different place on the map, you don't actually know it's there. So it's like hidden from you. So the way I see Chattanooga is like you've got to go and experience something. You've got to connect or like interact with the organization to actually understand how they work. And so the longer I was here and the more I saw all these different organizations working together, and I kind of thought like something's happening here. There's an energy and a focus around it I'd not really seen in other places. And I saw there was an opportunity to be a part of that. And like when I started actually doing this work, the Edney Innovation Center opened. I was brought on to work with the Enterprise Center right when that building came online, and that became the front door of our innovation district. And so it wasn't just these organizations like an idea working out. They were actually in a place working together, and that really started to bring things like to the public and to the open in a place that was like more tangible, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't just an idea out there of working together. It was actually happening in a place. So
it was more harnessing what was already happening and figuring out how to give it like shape and direction and meaning.
Yeah, definitely. It's intentional. That's the great way to put it. It was intentional. It was organizations sitting down at the same table to talk about ways they could work together towards the same goal. And for me, like in a city and a civic environment, that was pretty incredible to see that. It's a hard conversation to have, but when alignment starts to happen, I think that creates growth. So I got super excited about that and couldn't really step away.
Okay. Can you give us a little bit of a high-level rundown of what exactly is in the works right now within the Innovation District? I know that there are sort of 4 different areas that you focus on, and all of them are in different stages of development and have different things going on.
Yeah, for sure. So Chattanooga's Innovation District started in 2015, and it was deemed the kind of most urban, dense core in our city. And after 2.5 years of that, we realized that it was what became an experiment was actually showing growth, growth of economic development and people being attracted to this place. So we looked through a high-level strategic plan to say, okay, what's our community doing? What do they want to keep seeing happening? And like, what will they rally around? And where do we need to kind of focus for the next couple of years that will spur longer development? And so for us, there was those 4 areas. There was the people and programming side, the urban public realm intervention, the innovation ecosystems, and the building redevelopment. So we're really, when you break those down, it's people and place. So we looked at what's happening with people, how are they working together, how can we like really focus that in, create more collaboration, and then where are they doing that, and are there more places we need to create that bring those people together? So that's kind of that's what we're calling the framework plan. So master plan is the kind of like this pinky in the brain, like sinister, like, and we don't want to present a master plan because that kind of, it suggests that we know what to do rather than like a framework plan that says, hey, like, let's consider if we focus on this, like the community can come and build around that. So that's what we recently presented to the community last month. And yeah.
Yeah, and I know we've seen a lot of different opportunities to get involved as a part of the community. Probably the biggest one I can think of is all of the overhaul that's going on in Miller Plaza right now, right? I remember probably over a year back, we were able to vote on how we wanted that space to be used, and all of those things were taken into consideration. And from what I understand, that's the approach that's meant to be taken in all of these different areas throughout the city that are ripe for, change and turning into something that's going to better serve the community.
Yeah, for sure. It gets you excited, right? Because you've been part of that planning process. So when that park opens and when you step into it, you have ownership of that space in some way. You've helped inform it and like help said what the future will be. And I think that's crucial to the work that's being done.
So what would you say for not just only Chattanooga, but to have an innovation district and to have a framework plan like this, why is it important for like a community to like focus and invest on something like that?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think innovation districts are newer. They're not the first time people have gathered around in a hub or dense core to accelerate growth. You've seen that in research parks before. You've seen ways that development has been driven by this idea of collaboration. But this is kind of what you're seeing is innovation districts are being built in the heart of a city or in a specific area there's a lot of other things going on. And so in Chattanooga specifically, when we said we've got an innovation district, they're like, wait, where is that? Yeah. And we've spent the last 2 years helping our community understand not just what that means, but why it impacts them. And so I think, we've done that groundwork, but the next thing is like, how are we maximizing what we've said is valuable? So like we've got a pile of gold, in front of us, or treasure chests. Like how are we actually putting that to good use and making sure that we're getting the most of what we said is valuable? And so that's really, for us, we didn't want to wait 3-5 more years to say, let's see what happens. We wanted to really laser in and focus, knowing that if we can, in this small area of our city, show how collaboration can happen, we know that it goes out into the other communities, and that this is like the launch pad. It's where you come to figure out things, to work together, and then you go back out into your community and see that impact, and you can bring those ideas and change into your neighborhood or your community.
So knowing that so much of what you and your team are doing right now relies on the input of people in the community, and also knowing that one of the most difficult things you can do is get people to care. What are some of the challenges that you've faced as you've, gone through this process, and just in general, in terms of getting people to be invested as you are?
I'm invested.
She's in it.
In it to win it. Yeah, that's a great question. I think with community participation, you can't determine what someone values. You have to discover what they value. And so I think we couldn't go into this plan and process by saying, okay, everyone, we know these are the things that you find important. We had to do the hard work of discovering. And I think that's a continued ongoing process. So it's really hard. Do people feel safe to say the needs that they have? Are we hearing from everyone? Are we hearing, widespread voice and a representative voice of our community? I think that's a challenge. How do we, for those in neighborhoods that aren't as closely connected to downtown and to where we are, how are we hearing what those needs are and helping serve them? So I think that's one, is continuing to discover those values of those who would benefit from the Innovation District. And then I think the second is some of the language around Innovation District can be something that people don't necessarily relate to. So even with the word innovation or our Innovation District centered around the gig, and people think that just means one kind of business or startup. And so we've really had to back up and say, okay, we've got to actually showcase ways that this impacts all different types of businesses, levels of entrepreneurship and industry. And so there's a lot of communications work that's going into how we're bringing this plan to the public in order to get both input and participation in it.
So speaking of investment, for something like this, which isn't just, excuse me, happening overnight or, in a couple of months, how do you stay invested, committed for a project that's, 4-8 years out? Like, it's always something fascinating that I've thought of, like, for those who are like invested in long-term work, compared to like project-based. Like, how do you stay like motivated and invested in that?
I'm on month 2. So I'm
You've been a part of
that's
it
true.
for 2 years now.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I think definitely I'm working alongside leaders who have been invested in it for a really long time. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely like encouraged by their focus and energy, because the people, my coworkers and the people in the community I'm working with, they've been in it for the long haul. And I kind of look at them in amazement, like, you are still invested in this. You still, at the end of the day, really care about not just saying something, but actually doing it and making it happen. And you could have put your feet up a long time ago, And so I'm definitely encouraged by that. But I think of it as like, right now, this framework plan's meant to be implemented over 3 years. And to me, like, that's 36 months. And I think, oh my gosh, that's not even barely enough time, So just thinking of it as like 3 years can go by without any intention. I've definitely spent 3 years of my life doing this or that. But what happens if I focus and give my everything for the next 3 years? Like, what's the return on that? And I think like that's going to be incredible. I can actually measure and look back and say, wow, 3 years passed. Here's what we did. And then like plan ahead. I don't like to commit. Like, I don't like to sign leases or like promise I'll do something in a year. So this is pretty big for me.
I look forward to your memoirs on this level of commitment.
I think we can all relate to having commitment issues.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to know like what you think you'll want or what you'll want to be investing in. So
awesome. So I know this is going to sound like pick your favorite child question, but what excites you the most about the work that you're doing and are involved in?
I do get to pick a favorite child in this. It's the programming piece. So definitely out of the 4 strategies that you'll find in our framework plan, and you can check it out online, like you can totally dig into it, but it's the people in programming. So the idea that we can build the built environment, we can make the city look great and like shine. But if we're not bringing people together in that and a larger, diverse community, we've kind of missed the mark. And so I get to be the one that's like encouraging and bringing people alongside into that who've maybe never experienced the downtown or the innovation district. That gets me the most excited. I live in a neighborhood, East Lake. It's about 10-minute car ride. And for some of those, that's pretty far commute. Not really. If you're listening to this in any other city, that's the shortest commute ever.
We're so spoiled here.
Yes, we are spoiled. But it's on the outskirts of the city. And I get excited about thinking about my neighbors, knowing how to get involved in the innovation district, whether it's through student programming or some big festival and event that helps them see how they're an innovator and how that can make a difference in their life.
Awesome. So we have the question we ask all of our guests here on the Made in Chattanooga podcast. But first, really, really quick before we dive into that, for those who want to learn more, who want to get involved, who would love to have a one-on-one conversation with you or your team, what's the best way to do that?
So you can check out the framework plan at framework.chainnovate.com. And we've made it mobile friendly. So it's really easy to dig in based on what you're interested in. But yeah, we want to keep having conversations and get feedback. So you can email me, mary@chainnovate.com, or contact us at the Enterprise Center. And you can follow us at I don't know our handles. That's my teammate Toy, and she's not in here. It's Cha Innovate Chattanooga. Innovation
I'm sure
District.
you can find it on the website, right?
Yes, you can
There
find
you
it on the
go.
website.
There you
There's
go.
the portal.
Boom.
Portal key.
All right, awesome. So that's framework.chainnovate.com
Yes.
to learn more. All right, question time.
Question time. So we, as Jess mentioned, we have a tradition that we do in our office here that we like to bring to the studio. And what we ask you is a very life-altering question. I just want you to be prepared.
Okay.
Of if you had to put 5 different condiments on each finger of one hand, what would they be? What fingers would they go in? And also, you should know that once you are done, we're going to ask you to laminate. And if you say laminate, then it's permanent. No changing. You can't peel it back. It's done.
Oh, yeah. Laminating is permanent.
It is.
Okay.
So what,
Well,
starting with the thumb, what we're looking at here.
so we've got buffalo sauce.
Okay.
Any particular brand of buffalo sauce?
No, I like homemade, restaurant goodness.
Oh.
Not me homemade. I just
Oh.
mean from scratch. I know. You thought I was a queen of buffalo sauce. That's
You
not
didn't
true.
have to correct us.
I'm
Leave the
just
mystery.
journalistic honesty here. Buffalo sauce,
Okay.
ranch dressing.
Okay.
They got to be close to each other, right?
Any
Mix and mingle.
particular kind of ranch dressing?
Hidden Valley.
Okay,
Ranch
the classic. Gotcha.
Yes. Next is going to be the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh.
Yeah, like secret sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Big Mac sauce.
Oh, I thought for a moment you were saying
Like
a
actual Big Macs, which wouldn't.
It's a condiment.
Because I will
would've
say
been
that
fair.
there are people somewhere in the vicinity that have tried to have steak come out.
That's not a thing.
And so, yeah, we should have given a caveat. You can say what you're doing. We may or may not judge. But we
Yeah,
will
but
judge.
no, I'm Big Mac sauce.
Okay.
What would you say to someone who draws a lot of similarity between Chick-fil-A sauce and Big Mac sauce?
Wrong.
Wasn't me.
There's specific ingredients that craft the goodness that is both Chick-fil-A sauce and Big Mac.
Right, just food for thought.
Do we need to talk about
No.
this?
No, not at all.
And last,
It's the pickles. The pickles are the
Ooh.
distinction.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
and
That's
last
legit.
up.
Oh, what's my last sauce? Mustard.
What kind of mustard?
Heinz.
Just the yellow mustard.
Yes.
All right.
Got it.
Versatile, classic.
Man, but now I'm curious. I want to know y'all's.
Are we? We'll share.
Okay.
Are we laminating?
Oh, it's permanent.
It's
Yeah,
permanent.
it's laminated.
Lock it
done.
down.
That's it.
Well, Mary, we have enjoyed having you with us today. We appreciate you sharing your excitement and investment in what you're doing. It's very inspiring and encouraging. And we look forward to the next 3 years. And if we, with our commitment issues, we'll follow along with you on this journey.
That's great.
But yeah, thanks for
Be
being with us.
accountability
think-
buddies.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do this together.
Yeah.
No, thank y'all. I've enjoyed it.
Awesome.
My blood type, Croatian, specifically Dalmatian. I'm from the coast like cool coach. My main whip be a fishing boat with a pack of smokes, case of brews. I send the plug, I'm ready to cruise. I hit the show line, and she had it, but so fine, man. Don't even think about it, homie, she all mine. I dive in, she's beautiful. She give me chills when I'm down below and inside her. I'm weightless, I love her, I need this. Her touching on my skin, her kisses on my face, her beauty relentless. My last breath in this place. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Svake druge godine odem dolje do rodbine. Kad dođem u kukljicu, prvo zapalim pljugicu. Sednem na rivu i popijem pivu dok cura mi sjedi u krilu. Veći si moj Ugljane od Slovenije i Ljubljane. Odem s Vivom na džigu, pjevamo pjesme i pijemo bambus. Pustimo selje brigu, budem otkačen, budem div. Idu za prođe brzo tih mjesec dana i na prozbavani noći. Hrvatsko, ostoj se same bez brige, opet ću doći. La 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 la
Our next guest right now is Eric Lisica.
Eric Lisica. Don't fuck my name up, bro. It's been like 3 seconds of the interview, and you already fucked it up.
He is a multi-talented, multi-hat-wearing gentleman
Who
that
ironically is wearing no hat.
no hats, but has a great haircut.
Yeah.
I heard. Do we go to the same barber?
Did we go to the
Do
same
we go to
bar?
the same bar?
But I haven't been there. So tell us a little bit about yourself and like all the things that you do.
Oh shit.
By day, by night, in the afternoon. I don't know.
Okay. My name is Eric Lisica. I'm a American Croatian, Croat American. My parents immigrated from Croatia. I was born in California. Spent my summers with my grandparents in Croatia. Što ima? Shout out to all my Croats. Bounced back and forth between Croatia and America. Went to Michigan for a couple years. Came to Chattanooga in 2005. This is all over the place. I'm just trying to give you a snapshot of what the hell I did with my life. Went to school for auto body, collision repair, painted cars, changed tires, worked pool construction, did farm construction, got hired on as a welder, house construction, shit.
And
Yeah,
you
you
came
name
here?
it. And I came here. Yep. I was in Michigan. A fellow by the name of Stratton Tingle was in town. He was dating a girl at that time. Actually, Stratton's... Oh, my God. Stratton... I married his cousin. Second cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came down to Michigan, he was dating a girl at that time. I was going to school in Michigan that I was attending. And he needed a place to stay. And so he came over. Then he's like, you want to join my band? And I was like, yeah, all right, bro. Cool. Shit, let's do this. And so I moved to Chattanooga in 2005.
Boom. And what have you been doing since you've been here?
Played in several bands. I used to drum. That's how actually me and Stratton, he asked me to join his band because he was starting a band. We were called Antebellum back in the day. And then Lady Antebellum came out and we're like, what the fuck, man? That stole our fucking name. Get the hell out of here. And so, I joined, played drums with that band. Started another band, Prophets of Kings. We're like an electro, indie, rock, dance concoction of shit. Drummed for that, produced music for that. And then while we were doing that, I was doing some raps on the side. Was producing a little bit of music, put out a couple tracks. Here I am.
Is that how So Crow was born?
That's how So Crow was born. Yeah, I was doing a couple tracks here and there on the side and thought I'd whip up my own track and then...
And what's the meaning behind So Crow?
So Crow, so that's short for Southern Croat. Actually, I was like, that is a Croatian living in the South.
Yeah.
And so Southern Croat, shortened, turns into So Crow.
Tell us a little bit more about how you developed your brand as So Crow and like where that's led you and, you know, why this has still been like your side hustle.
So... I love Croatia. I love Chattanooga. I love music. The branding, you know what? The branding is just who I am, actually. I wasn't really trying to specifically brand it, per se. I'll just give people a snapshot of what it's like to be in my shoes. And so I just started documenting what I thought was funny or what I was doing with my life. And then when I took a step back and looked at it from a distance, it was like, well, obviously there's like these Croatian hints, and then combined with my random stupidity, combined with my passion for music, combined with my passion for partying, and you put all that shit together, and voila,
Done.
presto, done.
That's where you have it.
That's how I got it.
So, like, what's next
What's next?
for you? You've been making music.
I've been
you've
making
been doing
music.
digital content.
Everything.
You've been like all over the place. You've been at the heart of this, thing we call the Innovation District here in Chattanooga. You've been super involved in, the studio evolving at the library and everything.
Yeah.
What's coming next? What are you gonna do with all of that?
Next is new album coming in June.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I've been working on music for the past year or two, slowly garnering some tracks, producing, revisiting them, making sure they're good. I have video content that's going to be going along with them, some music videos, some ideas that if executed properly, I think is going to be fresh. Yeah.
Awesome.
We gonna hear some of that today?
Nope. But soon.
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 Where can people watch to keep an eye out for all
Yeah.
of this and this album dropping?
Keep an eye out me on Facebook, facebook.com/SoCrowMusic, Instagram, Southern Croat, Twitter, Southern Croat, and my website, socrow.co.
Ooh.
Not com, co.
Co.
Socrow.co. C-O.
Awesome.
You spell that SOCRO, not like a bird. No
Like
W.
Southern Comfort,
No
but
W.
with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a tradition that we have in our office that we like to bring to the studio with any of our visitors. And I'm going to let Jess take it away to lead you down this
All right.
spiritual journey.
So I think this should be a pretty interesting next couple minutes.
Woo!
If you could only enjoy 5 condiments for the rest of your life, what would those condiments be, and which of your fingers would you dispense them from?
Okay, first one.
And then you have to laminate it. It's permanent. It's legit.
Pointer finger, mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. I put that shit on sandwiches, make coleslaw with that shit. And I feel like it should be on the pointer finger because it's like, you know what? Nobody ever measures out mayonnaise. They're like, man, I'll put some mayonnaise on this. I'll put some mayonnaise on that. Let's put it over here. Let's put it over there. It's just kind of like flinging around everywhere. Next, middle finger, sriracha. It's like spicy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. It's hot. Let's do it. Sriracha. And then you mix mayonnaise and sriracha. What's poppin'? You mean? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And then pinky finger, ajvar. That's a Croatian condiment. It's made from like bell pepper. It's like a paste, but it's made from bell peppers, eggplant, garlic. Magnifique. That's the pinky because it's fancy. So it's like,
all right.
and we put that stuff on. It's called chavapi, and like these little beef, lamb, pork weenies. Oh my god! And thinly sliced onions, and you put some ivar on that. It's nice.
That sounds so
I look
good.
forward to you cooking for me. Mm-hmm.
You got
Well
2
done.
fingers left.
Okay, ring finger, vinegar. Is that a condiment?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of vinegar?
Red wine vinegar.
Red wine vinegar. All right. So you got some like fancy salad dressing stuff
Yep.
going on.
You know what?
You
So
can put it on things that are fried.
yeah,
too?
I put it on my
Yeah.
French. I guess that's malt vinegar or whatever. But I put it on French fries. We use it a lot in Croatia. My grandpa always used to make it homemade. And so yeah, sore belly, sick belly, upset belly. You drink that shit. You get mosquito bites. You put it on the mosquito bites. It stops from itching. We put it on salads, onion salads. I love onions, and so I always
Kind of how we use apple cider vinegar.
yeah,
in
I guess so.
America.
Yeah, Sure.
It
Yeah.
cures like everything, right?
Yeah.
Like coconut oil.
Everything.
And then we got one more, your thumb.
Oh, thumb? Oh, man. Nutella. I could suck on it like a little
your
baby.
sweet
Perfect.
That's great.
That's it. That's my, yeah.
On that note, we have enjoyed having you in the studio today. And
Thanks for having me.
Just learning your mapping and quilt and everything. Like I told everyone,
Yeah.
good looking, funny,
Oh.
and exciting. What?
Keep it
And a
going.
gentleman.
Yes.
Oh,
and a
my
gentleman.
Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Oh,
word.
my Lord.
Well, we thank everyone for joining us today for another episode of Made in Chattanooga. And we hope that you continue to join us. Peace out. Listen to Silkrow's new album.
Yeah.
Be invested in your innovation district if you don't have one.
Yes,
Learn
please.
more. And come on back, y'all.
Love, peace, and booty grease.
Made in Chattanooga.